Hi everyone, I'm Holly and today I'm making maple leaf soap. The first thing I'm doing is adding in the coconut milk. I like to get this blended into the base oils before I put in the lye solution. And now adding in the lye solution. This pot is quite full and I knew I wasn't going to be able to pour it into these teeny tiny cups, so a ladle it is. Starting in with some yellow into the first cup here. I have some orange and some red. This fragrance does discolor, so I wanted to get these colors off and mixed prior to adding the fragrance oil. Look at me there trying to color code my spatula to the soap. I was gonna go for the orange. I'm like, nope, gotta get the red one in there. I am adding in a little bit of gold. Now this base is going to turn a tan color, but I'm adding in the gold because it gives it a little bit of shimmer. This is the fragrance oil. You can see it has just a nice light amber color, and so it is going to discolor this a nice tan. This is such a warm fragrance. It is described as an earthy fragrance reminiscent of a cool autumn's hike, surrounded by colorful, crunchy leaves. And this fragrance combines notes of dried leaves, maple wood, balsam, patchouli, and sandalwood with just a hint of clove. So I'm just going to do an in the pot swirl with these three colors. And now it's time to pour. I just love watching these colors flow in order. Now you can see how it's going to create a veining look over there on the right side, just by the way the soap colors are going in. So I can see there was quite a bit of red there in that one spot, so I decided to just kind of swoosh this around and kind of spread that color out just a little bit. I'm going to scrape out the rest of the pot before I move on. So now I'm just drizzling on a little bit of gold mica mixed with a small amount of olive oil. And now just going to give the top a little swirly whirly. This top is going to be mostly covered up, but I wanted to have just a little bit of texture and a little bit of shimmer underneath the leaves. Okay, so now for the maple leaves placement. These maple leaves are made out of cold processed soap. I just made a very thin batch and I swirled it and then cut it with a cookie cutter. Now it looks like it did place my leaves just a little bit wonky, so I have a gap there, but I'll come back a little bit later and I will fill that in. So I just cut off a little bit extra off of the soap maple leaves so that I can place them along the edges. Not every bar is going to have a full maple leaf, so this works just fine. Now for some gold biodegradable glitter. Several days have passed and it's time to cut the maple leaf soap. Did get a little bit of ash, as to be expected. I love that red veining on the side there. Each loaf is definitely different and each bar is not loaded with color, but that's the way I like it. It just kind of reminds me of like when you're a kid and you color over a leaf with a crayon or a pencil and then you get to see all the veining. That's what this reminds me of. So these bars still have to discolor to the light tan color. So you can kind of see that the inside is creamier, but it will go to the tan. Here is a bar that has had time to discolor, so you can see it's just a nice tan color at this point. You can also see that this bar does not have a lot of color in it. I get 5 loaves from this batch size for about 50 bars. That bar has quite a bit of color in it, and then the veining on the back, that is gorgeous. I have not offered this soap for several years and I don't even know why. I think sometimes I don't want to go to the effort of making the maple leaves part, but this year I did and I'm so glad I did. It's such a wonderful soap, so warm and woodsy. So I bought this fragrance way early on so that I would not be too late getting it in. This is how we clean up our soap bars. We run all the soaps over a planer, and this just takes off a small sliver of soap and makes a super smooth edge. We bevel and plane all of our regular line of soaps, and it is actually time consuming. My husband does the majority of this work, and it's just part of what makes these soaps so luxurious. So next we just use a vegetable peeler to bevel all the edges of the soap bar. This makes it so that soap moves just so smoothly in your hands, and it just gives it a nice finishing touch. We just look each bar over and smooth it off and kind of clean away all the crumblies, and there you have it. So there you have it. This is our maple leaf soap. I thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.